Data privacy, yeah, I think I do.
Data privacy, I think in my own understanding, means that whatever you're sharing across the internet should be private.
Everyone knows what privacy is. Then data privacy should be um, somewhat exclusively holding people's data confidential. Yeah, so let me put it that way, so to speak. So holding people's information confidential, in confidentiality, so to speak. Yeah.
Data privacy, to my own knowledge, is what you data privacy is what you have in stock for yourself, like what you store for yourself for future purposes, what you have in your own self from the maybe from the data from when you were born to this life till when you are matured. Everything about you privately is something about data privacy. I think so.
Data privacy, for me, I can say data privacy is a personal data, is a personal information that belongs to he or she that should not be given out to anybody unless the person say it should be given out. All right. From you, maybe like when you are on Facebook, your password, maybe when you went to bank, your account number, your BVN, maybe when you are on Instagram, your password, so on and so forth, data privacy. For me, I can't say, I will say that is all about data privacy.
Nobody. I just think my data should just be sent across to whoever I want to send data to at that moment without any other person be private to it.
Since we are governed by the government, and whatever we do right now, like the banking sector and some other things, the government have access to every other thing. So for me, I think the government should have access to the data privacy.
Only the government should be the one to have access to my data, but to some limits, actually. Like, if it's my personal details, my data, like personal details, so it's fine to allow government to have access to it. But when it comes to WhatsApp or my personal chats, I don't think anybody should have access to that.
Well, I mean, I don't want to be pessimistic, but I feel that it should be safer for the government to have our data in their database. But anybody can and anybody should. But with the way the situation of the country, I don't think for the government parastatal, I do not know how much of a data holding platform they have. But for the private sectors, I think they would have done better. But for private organizations, they can close up at any time. Yeah. So, like I said, I don't want to be pessimistic. But the government, if you ask me, the government should be able to do that better.
For me, I will feed the private sector. That's for me. I'm not okay with me giving my information to the government. But also, the government is okay. It's also important for the information, because something like me going to Google and do my PVC, the government will also have the information, my information, maybe my address, my phone number, and so on and so forth. There are still information, so government can still go on that. But something like bank accounts, so on and so forth, I don't know with the government. Government is, yes, let me say government is our governor, people that govern us, but I'm not okay with that, me giving my information to the government, better to the private sector.
For the deceased person, I think if the next of kin is active, I think it should be passed to the next of kin. The next of kin to continue from where the deceased person has left from. But it's just some people have opinions and some other belief actually. But for me, I personally think a deceased person that is gone. So it should pass to the next of kin, and next of kin to continue from there.
For developed countries, most of them use more developed countries. Most of them use all this information to trace, for reference purposes, to trace history of a person or people. So it's not, it shouldn't be something that should be deleted when the person passes on. I mean, you can always refer to the person's history, maybe by probably having the person's generations to come, maybe the person's grandchildren or great-grandchildren having to trace back their father or their mother's history or something like that. So it shouldn't be deleted rather.
It's not advisable for it to be deleted because the person that passed on, let us remember the person that come this life and go. So Umabi came and go, that's how life is, and we have the record of people that come and go, something like that. I don't believe in deleting it. It's not good to be deleted, so I keep record and I keep story history or something like that. It's more better than deleted.
It should be left in the government system, because that is what will make anyone who wants to know about that person know that the person is actually dead and no longer alive. Because if the person's information is being totally deleted, then there's no way to trace that the person is no longer alive. And such person, if anyone else have their information, they can still like use the person's information, not knowing that the person is dead. So I think it should be kept to government's system.
I just believe it should be recorded that this person is dead, and then maybe his data, everything about his data just stop at that point where he died.
I've been asking the question like something like maybe me having a personal account now. I did not open to maybe my wife, my husband, or my family member. For me, I will say it's not a good idea. I'm just using this opportunity to say to the whole world or to Nigerians that anything you are keeping information within you, maybe your wife you should know, maybe you have someone that will be trusted, maybe your wife or your mother, or maybe your cousin, that is very important to you. Because for me, I'm feeling that maybe when you die, you have a personal account in the bank. I don't know whether the bank can still keep your information or maybe your money, anything. They can link it, they can share it within them. You can't tell. Understand me? So for you, I will say any information that is within you, there should be someone that is very important to you, maybe your wife or your mother or your cousin, your close friend, that will help you to keep that information. Maybe when you die, that person will know things about you, so that maybe can help you with the money for your burial or any other, or give it to your wife or your children. That's all.